Hi everyone, welcome back to ITOM batch 3, day 42. How are you doing guys today?
Doing good. How are you, Jay?
I'm also doing good, thank you. Okay, again, before proceeding to the today's session, any questions to yesterday's or day before yesterday's or anything related to event management which you want to ask? Anything related to that?
Ajay, is it possible to quickly have a look at from the event management standpoint what all we have covered and what is pending?
I think I will do that, but not now,
Okay,
and last day of the session.
okay, sure.
Okay. Because I think one or two sessions required today and tomorrow, and after that, I think on Friday we can do that. So event management
Okay,
will become
okay. Thank you, Jay.
okay. Okay, I think then let's proceed, guys. Let me share my screen and let's get started. Let me know once my screen is visible to you guys. I hope my screen is visible to you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the today's topic is basically alert aggregation and alert correlation, how that will work basically, right? But before that, I just want to showcase you this in an example of the service metric, which you have to be prepared or which you have to be asked to customer to map your event to alert and alert to incident process automation as per your per event source, right? So if you see here, what I just, that's out of the box provided by ServiceNow again, but we can utilize this one, and based on that, we can create our service metrics for different sources, right? So if the severity is critical, do you want to create an alert? Yes. Do you want to create an incident? Yes. Which priority? Critical priority. Do you require to associated CI? Yes. Assign to which team if the critical severity come incident is done, right? So assign to CI support group and SME product owner group, right? Do you want to trigger an email? Yes. On which email or which things you want to be triggered, which team you want to be trigger? Yeah, this one, right? What is the response SLA for the alert? If you want to configure that one, you can do as I mentioned yesterday. So you have to be you have to be asked that one, and if they want reporting daily or weekly and whatever, right? So you have to be configured some dashboards for that particular, I can say, the particular event source, right? So the same way you need to be collect that informations for each and every event source, which help me to give you more information, or which help to formally work on to event to alert and alert to incident process automation. Just one thing which is not mentioned here, this is basically they have created on severities, but also one thing I mentioned too about the types. So if a particular source have multiple event types, like they are monitoring CPU, they are monitoring memory, they are monitoring the performance, they are monitoring the transactions and other things, right? Try to understand how many type of alerts they have it, and based on the type, assigned group is changed, or might be based on the type, service metric will be changed, right? So let's take an example here. If they having type for CPU monitoring or the memory monitoring, right? But they don't want to be create for alert for minor warnings and info and clear, right? They want clear create alert for critical and major. So if you have the clarification of that particular type, and based on that particular type, you want to assign which team that is alert or incidents, you can define that one. Second thing, if you have type available, you can assign that particular alert or incident to the correct team. Also, inside of the type, sometimes and now the question comes how you are going to be update are assigned to that particular thing. So sometimes what I do, I just create a custom table where I'm just following or mapping these particular things in a table itself, and based on the table I'm calling if the severity is critical, this is the process or this is the conditions. If it is matching, then incident will create. Instead of that, we can also utilize the CMDB here, where we can ask to update the correct support group or managed by group, right? If that is there, we can pull we can pull that information based on the CI and as a assignment group, and we can assign using that as well if we don't have anything, right? So end of the day, what our end goal, we have to be assigned the incident to the correct team. If that information available on alert, oh sorry, not alert, on the CI from the CMDB, we can use the support by or the managed group, managed by group, to populate the assignment group on the incidents, right? Otherwise, if that is not possible, it will take some time to be do that. Then in that case, you have to be maintain this particular service metric in ServiceNow in I think in a custom table, and you can populate this one, and based on that you can completely trigger your event to alert to incident process automation, right? I hope you are able to understand this one. This is one of the must required metric to perform that particular actions, right? Any questions in this one before moving to the next things? Okay, if no, let's move to the next things. Then we have alert aggregations, right? Now we need to understand what is alert aggregations and how that works basically, right? So alert aggregation enhance my alert correlation with the data analysis and help organize incoming real-time alerts and reduce the alert noise basically. So if you see right hand side example here, the same CI in the matrix, right? So let's take an example. If we are getting the same CI as a Linux 10 and the metric is CPU, so that will automatically going to be aggregate, and and that will be merged with a single alert if we are receiving multiple type of events in the same way, right? Also, we can also do that CMDB grouping or the CMDB alert aggregation as well. Based on that, if the same CI is there, but we are getting two different metrics, one is CPU and one is memory, right? So alert aggregations will also work in the both cases using the same CI and same metric, and using the same CI and the different metric. And in that case, if it is different metrics, we will call the CMDB grouping basically, right? So as if you see the in left hand side, we have mentioned automatically group of two use cases, group alerts on the same CI with different metrics, and aggregate alert on the same CI and the same metric name. That out of the box working in ServiceNow for alert aggregations. Nothing we need to do or configure on that one. Only just properties, which I already showcased you related to event management properties, which we have to be enabled for that, right? So we can do this one. Next is alert aggregation, organizing incoming real-time alerts to reduce noise. So apart from this is out of the box as I mentioned, but apart from there we have alert aggregation in different ways as well, right? So alert aggregation also create automatic alert groups. Automatic alert group is nothing but it's correlate alert according to timestamps and the CI identification to create automatic alert group, right? So basically, if we that's machine learning comes in the picture of the event management side, which is tracking your event, sorry, alerts. I can say timings like when the first alert is generated. If the first alert generated A, when the second alert is generated on that what particular time, right? Based on that, automatically machine learning is learning the patterns of your alert, alert creations are happening, and based on that it will also create a alert groups, right? And which we call alert automated alert groups, and that will merge, or I can say uh, that a new alert group or new alert will be created, and inside of that all the secondary alert which is belongs to that will be created, right? Now the question comes, if one new automated alert group is created, how my other seconds will be, merge that one, and on which alerts we have to be create a incident, right? Now the two things, you can create a incidents on automated alert group as well, or you can create the incident on the secondary alert as well. How that will work basically, if you created on alert incident on I can say automated alert, that if that is closed, secondary alerts are 5 secondary alerts are there, but if automated alerts, which is incident is created, and if that is closed, and that's again all events are or alerts are connected to the second alert group. If any one alert which is not closed by the event closer, automatically that will be deassociated with the automated alert group and create a new incident, right? Because that's not now part of automated alert groups. Also, you can create the individual incidents for who are the secondary of the automated alert group as well. That's a possibility as well. It depends, how you are configuring your event alert management rule to convert incidents for particular alerts basically, right? So you can also do that. The same thing apply with the automated correlates based on the CI relationships in the CMDB alert group, right? Now CMDB alert group basically will happening on two things: alert based on the CI relations to between alert CI and no historical alert data available on these CI, and alert are automatically correlated based on the relationships, right? So here again in these particular correlations or the CMDB CI with the relationships, you can see, you can configure on what type or what level of relationships you want to cater to create a CMDB alert grouping, right? So if you just put it for 3 levels, so whatever comes, whatever the CI having, I can say, the main CI, and if any alert receiving for the relationships component till level 3, automatically CMDB group will be happening, and they will again, as I mentioned, again a new CMDB alert group created, and they will correlate based on that. And then we have manual alerts. In the manual alerts, we have to be trained the system, if this is happening automatically, next time if that type of alerts is receiving, we can that will create a manual alert group basically, right? So in that case, what is you required, at least 2 alert that not belongs to any group, you have to be manually group in using the manual alert group, and make one of the parent and another is child basically, right? And an alert can belong only to a single alert group. So if already one alert is part of automated or the CMDB alert grouping, you cannot make manual alert grouping on it, and a close alert cannot be assigned to as a parent as well, right? So what does that mean basically? If we have multiple alerts are generated, and and if we see this is the pattern happening here, and somehow that's not captured by the automated or the CMDB alert grouping, you can also train this particular pattern, and you can create one parent and another child, and that will learn by machine learning. In if once you did 1 or 2 times for the specific type of alerts, and automatically next time whenever that alert A or alert B generated, they will correlate it to that particular way, and automatic alert or manual alert group will be created on the first time, and the next time automated alert group will be created automatically, right? So that's alert aggregations, or we can say alert grouping will work. And there are different other type of alert grouping happening in ServiceNow. One is log analytics. What second is rule based. Rule based we will discuss how that rule based you can configure. Third is manual. Automated, at least we required a plugin, and at least we required 100 alerts to start the machine learning to understand or learn the patterns of the alerts. Then we have CMDB based alert mapping. 6 we have on text based alert mapping, and the last is tag based clusters, right? So what all do basically, as I mentioned, Log based analytics, will work if you have enabled the logs to be create the alerts grouping, right? Rule based is something which you're going to be configure manually, rules or alert correlation rules, where you just providing some conditions. If this alert is generated automatically, this alert will be generated, if this alert is generated and after 10 minutes of interval this alert is coming, create a correlation automatically. That will call rule based, right? Manual, I just we discussed. Automatic we discussed. CMDB we discussed. Text based correlation is basically related to if any specific test is coming on any description of the alert or the metric name of the alert, and if you find any specific test based on that you want to do correlations, you can also do. And the tag is again, if we are receiving the multiple tags or the same tags in the events as well, we can also do that particular one, right? So that's there. And if you see here, do not specify dynamic time conditions on the group. Some filter may slow down impact calculation. To solve this problem, adjust your query by adding an appropriate indexing. That must
Ajay, can you
require.
clarify a little bit more on the tag based?
Okay, so I will showcase you in, I think, that will be good to showcase you how the tag base working. And in next slides, I have, little more informations about the tag base basically. So, it's nothing. It just, you are using Azure or AWS and alert systems, and from there you are getting the tags basically, right? So if you want to correlate based on their tags, like, if any group are coming there, or if any organization names are coming there, or any specific things are coming there, and based on that you want to do the clustering, or you want to do the grouping of the tags based on the tags basically, so you can do that basically.
So tag is something which is like, the predefined, some names has been given to the alerts. These
Exactly.
alerts will be get grouped into a one group, and like, those are basis of like some, say example, red tag. So whatever, like, the red tag related all the alerts which is like grouped into one, that will be like, coming over here, and we are saying like these are the tag based.
Right, exactly. So, it just again a informations which is coming from the source side. And if some tag is assigned there, based on that, we are grouping only. Right. And that's again automatically will be happening. We just need to be define the configuration. I think next slide I have mentioned this particular things. Let me go there. Right. So this is some some of the properties which you enable for alert aggregation components. One is you have to be navigate on the all systems, check this particular property is enabled or not. OK, let me go back. SA analytics aggregate learner, grow up the property, set the value of the CMDB value by giving which you want alert processing, right? And alert aggregation learners is a offline job that runs once in a day to process past alert for details. You can see this real-time query jobs. I think I can showcase this one. I think that will be good, right? So that properties is here. Group. Where it is mentioned all. OK, system properties, all properties. Alert correlation properties, event management properties, and one more. Where it is.
I guess you need to enable one property also, right? From the
Ah,
system property.
I'm just coming on that side only one moment. I'm just looking for system properties as well. Where it is. There are three properties will comes in the picture. Okay, let me open. Okay, so these are the alert correlation properties. Basically, enable alert aggregation based on the automatic CMDB and text groups. Enable alert aggregation for the CI based on automated groups. Enable CMDB correlation for alert aggregations, CMDB groups. Enable alert aggregation for text-based group. If you enable this one group by property, which comma separated, you have to be provide that particular fields. If you are enabling based on the special text space, right? So you can put based on the location, based on other things, right? Maximum number of relationship between CI in a topology which form a group is 3 or 4, whatever, right? So it's again based on the relationships of that particular CI. Use all CI relations to CMDB group correlation. This property impact both CMDB group correlation, alert similarity on the alert form, right? So if these are the basically correlation properties which you want to be enable or disable, and based on the correlation will be happening, right? Second thing is this is I think we have already discussed about the event management properties. There are lots of properties which is related to enable multi-load event processing, number of the scheduled job processing events and all, right? So you just check based on your requirements. Out of the box, everything is configured properly, but if you feel that you need to be enable some other properties, you just go through it and just configure that one, right? And what is just mentioned here in this particular slide related to this one is something, let me go here and let me showcase you this one. If it is not there, I think so. I'm pretty sure about that, right? If this property is not there, you can create this particular property which Eklavya you mentioned about, right? So you can enable this particular property and set the value to true as well, right? And there are some schedule jobs which I just mentioned, alert aggregation learners and the real-time query schedule jobs that's running. If I just quickly showcase you that as well, schedule jobs. Where? Okay. Let me put alert real time. If you see, there are lots of schedule jobs which is running, but what I'm trying to mention is calculate alert priority grouping and other things as well, but that I just want to showcase you. No. This one, alert analytics, service analytics, alert aggregation learners. And there is one more real-time one as well. So this schedule jobs is running on based on the systems, time zone, whatever you have there, and that will trigger the correlations or alert aggregations on the daily. Basically, that's learner job, which is learning the patterns of the alerts which is happening in your systems, right? Also, real time. It's a real time, right? Okay, it's hyphen. Yeah, I think no, real-time daily data collection. This is the correct one. Real-time query schedule jobs. No, this is not the one. Query schedule job. That's not there. Might be I have not updated this one. Real-time query schedule on every minute and update alert aggregation grouping matching real-time alerts. Okay, I think that's something different one. That's not there in my system. Might be if I put alert. Let's see. One moment again. Oh no, self-health alert handling populate ID. No. No. Wait, okay. No, I think that's not there in my system. This particular job, which is a schedule job, which they are mentioning here, might be it's not updated one. Okay, but that's these are the basically schedule jobs. These are some properties which you have to enable for alert grouping. And if I just quickly showcase you how the alert grouping will work. and how it looks like. Basically, if I go to all alerts, you have these particular groups. If I just quickly group by okay, if you see, there are automatically 4 automatic alerts are generated, and there are 17 CMDB groups are automatically generated, right? So if I just quickly open one automatic and one CMDB1, you can see that grouping as well. And that's out of the box happening, and it just to for reducing the count of the alerts basically, right? So if alerts, okay, alerts are closed, that's why it's removed here. But if I quickly showcase you another one, okay, that's all alerts are removed from here. That's why it's not showcasing here. But they that will create, and end of the day you are able to see the secondary alerts available here for all grouping. So that will happening automatically. We are not need to do anything, only except the enabling the properties and the schedule jobs, which out of the box enabled. But if we want to do any tweaking on that one, that we are able to do that, right? And 103, okay, this is the alert, which is probably root cause alert, and it also provide the root cause alert which is happening here. So this is my root cause alert which is which automatically providing which alert grouping is providing how that's event alert grouping is created, right? So, and this is just for reducing the noise of the alert and creating based on alert grouping the incident to assign and particular team. If we know that's happening in my systems related to the CMGB and other things, right? And if we know the already root cause things, right? So we don't want to create a multiple incidents every time, right? We only just going to create a single incident. And if we know, if we aware that that's happening in this particular systems, and if we enable, if we disable or resolve the single incident, all my alerts and other things will be closed automatically. So we can also configure those particular things, and based on that, that will be triggering, right? So that's happening here automatically, and other things will need to be properly. And if you see that there is nothing configured for that, all other things basically, right? So that's happening based on, if I just quickly showcase you, not for this one, if I just want to showcase you, but that what we have done, there are, I'm aware about that, couple of events. Okay, I think this one might be, let me see. Because when we are configuring alerts, that's also a couple of group alerts will be created there. No, this is not happening here. No, 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 no. This is also not. I just want to showcase you one thing, one moment. This is initial event, okay. No, because that's all are closed automatically, and if it is closed, that yeah, here I think yes, this one is open, right? So if you see, this is a group alert created for I think it's a CMDB1, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, CMDB1 grouping, and you can see this is a secondary alert which is there. If I open this one here, configuration item is alert processing, and that's you can see 3 events received for that particular time. For event monitoring, account updated on this particular node is something, it's populating as a alert processing, right? So this is alert processing here, and if every time that they receive the different informations, they merge with a single alert, and based on that, alert grouping happens for the CMDB basically, right? So if I just quickly open what I just see. So this is my alert processing node, which is running on, which is connect to a service maps, which is alert processing one basically, right? So this is just a manual. They have did it. They have configured it just to showcase this one. But it's automatically also going to be detect based on my CMDB things. If any CI which is belongs to level 3 or level 4, whatever the properties we have configured, they will see and create a automatic alert grouping for the CMDB things basically. Right, so that will be happening automatically. If I go to the next things, which is alert correlation rule. Yeah, this one. So this is something rule based correlation which you can configure based on your requirements, right? If I just open this one, here you require some scripting knowledge as well. If you have it, that will good. You can use these particular things also, right? And without scripting you can also achieve this one, right? So here if you see this one, alert correlation rule sample, this is advanced. What is doing, this is advanced rule, non-active source is something they have just put it sample, right? They have put it already conditions here, right? The rule is non-active by default. This is the return result is an object with two keys, primary and secondary, where value of each key is array of string with existing valid alert of sys primary has one sys secondary has one sys and actual alert object returned to after passing the JSON dot stringify, right? So that's you can go through that, and this is specifically to achieve some specific conditions which you cannot achieve or you cannot correlate based on the out of the box correlations, right? And this is something which the system cannot learn the pattern automatically, right? This is, this is happening in once in a while, but you want to be do correlations and you don't want to be flood the multiple incident creations or to that support team. If I just give you an example here, if a source is, let's take an example, source is your solar winds, and if your solar winds network is down due to router or a switch, and if it is down and that's connected to multiple Windows server or Linux machines, if router is down, that Windows server or Linux machine is also going to be down, right? Then, can you unmute Iklavya if possible?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so if SolarWinds generating the events or alerts or events for network router, and if router are down, automatically my Windows server which is connecting to that is also going to be down. And obviously if Windows server have database running and that application running, that's also going to be down, right? So in that case you don't want to create a multiple incidents. But end of the day, a Windows team will take care about the Windows issues, net application team take care about the applications and database related things. But the root cause is router. So what you can configure here, if the source is something like I can say, if source is something solar winds, then trigger this particular correlation rules, because solar winds is a root cause and that have conditions or that have information available related to router. And if that will happen, the primary is your router and other alert will be child, and only in that case single incident will be generated. And once that issue is fixed, okay, and if you feel you have tagged the incorrect alert in this grouping, no need to be worry about that. Once incident is resolved, alert closure you will receive from the event side. You will close the alerts, whatever the alerts is there, and then whatever alerts is open till now, that can be deassociated from that particular grouping, and automatically the new incidents will be generating, because your alert execution rule will be triggered automatically for those things, right? So grouping will also work in that time, and if it is not belongs to that grouping automatically, and this not close, and the root cause is not that mean alert, which is other grouping happens and other things will be done, new incident will be generating, and that assigned to that particular teams based on the alert executions, right? So that's also possible. You can configure it from here as well, those particular things, right? And okay, any questions till that particular things which I just covered now? I'm sure this is little confusing, but whenever you are going with the properties, whenever you are going with these particular things, you will get to know a little bit more about that. Any questions from anyone? Okay, if no, let's move to the next things. Whatever asked by Iklavya. Okay, we have covered this one. This is again just, you know, I'm just showcasing you. Configure alert grouping. Without severities, you can also control that one, right? So you just need to put the primary alert severity is critical. What is the secondary alert is if is the secondary alert generated? Yes, true. Then what type of relationship? Same CI, the same node, time difference of the minutes. You can also configure. So basically, what they are saying, do not specify dynamic time conditions on the group. Some filters may slow down the calculation, so you have to do the proper indexing, right? So without scripting as well, if some scenarios you want to be tackled between a specific time, specific things, specific source, a specific node, you can also control that one here. But whenever you click on the advanced, you will see that particular scripting things as well, which you can control the alert correlation using the scripting as well. The next thing is this is again a priority group category calculations. If you know, we have on alerts priority groups, right? Let me quickly showcase you this one as well. If we can go to alerts, if I'm on the alert table, where it is this. Okay, let me open another alert table. Priority grouping, yeah, this one. So see, if that's basically working based on the severity most of the time, but that can be little differ based on the understanding of the priorities or the severities of the alerts as well. So if you see the severity is critical here, the priority group is high, major is moderate, warning is low. So these are the three basically high, moderate and low priority group here. Now how that will created or how that will updated, let's discuss about this one from here. If just quickly open, yeah, alerts that have a higher priority are brought to the top of the alert always, right? So if the priority is high, then it will be showcasing here. Priority group indicate which alert should be attended to first, right? So it just give a little basically we as a alert or event engineer, we mostly working on the severity side. If severity is high, we are going to do that, right? But here what event management says, we also helping you out to identify if the same type of alert severity is high, but what is the priority for that, right? So it's they are going to be defined that priority out of the box. There are four priorities: urgent, high, moderate and low, and based on that you can take action as well, right? The priority is calculated for each open alert and then mapped into one of the four categories which is there, and threshold on the calculated priority are used to determine which category our alert is mapped to, right? So let me tell you one more field here, which is threshold. Let me add if it is not added here. No, not here. I think not here. No, not here. I think let me open it from. Yes, this one is the property. And that type of questions also comes in exam as well. Let me open this. Yeah, let me open that property where, okay, here. I think we did something wrong. Yeah, this is not there. That might be, it should be there. No, why should I'm not able to find out? Alert with priority above value of this property are categorized as urgent, which is the highest property. The value of the threshold is 1 million. The value of the alert property more meaningful is on. No. I think that's my somehow I'm pretty sure my instance is, the event management plugin is not up to date, right? So that's why I'm not able to find out that informations, but that property which is mentioned here, event management top priority group thresholds, that will be there, which is basically calculating the thresholds values of the priorities, and based on that automatically designing or defining this particular information there. I think I have something related to that. One moment. Priority. What we say, one moment. Priority group. Here is priority. Yeah, here. If you see, I just mentioned here, right? The top priority is this one, that is one. I think two, we have showcasing you this one. Yeah. The alert are dynamically organized into groups based on the percent is EM underscore alert priority group, and set the static value. Set a static priority score threshold for urgent group by adding property this one, right? So that's there. We can configure this one, and another screenshot is also I have how this particular weightage will be working, right? If you see this one, the priority weightage is there, and based on weightage, whatever the weightage is high, based on that, that priority group is going to be defined, right? So if you see weightage categories contribute an overall priority score customized by this particular priority business severity application, some of the criticality score of impacted application services by all alerts in group, right? That is also going to check. Severity is going to check higher alert severities. CI type is also going to be checked in that case, and based on that, this particular scoring will be happening, and based on that score, they are defining the priority groups is moderate, it's urgent, or it's other things basically. End of the day, what I just want to mention here, it's automatically happening, but you should little know how this particular alert priority group grouping and priority numbers will be happening on this particular. So if you see this one, if business service is 2, severity is 4, CI type is this, rule is this, secondary and state, these are the 6 things which is going to be calculate, and based on that the priority scoring will be aligned, and then this will be happening. Okay, I think you got it, this one. And another, I think there's one more screenshot is, yeah, this is alert priority score weighting again. So there is one table, alert priority category mapping, which is value for the mapping also available for each alert category elements and the choice per category, right? So this is the weighting score calculations they just mentioned there, right? So if service value is this, CI type is this, role value is this, secondary value is this, and how that will be calculating basically, right? So if service is somewhat critical, service 2 is somewhat critical, no, most critical basically, and based on that, the calculation will be defining here for alert priority scores basically, right? So just go through this particular, I will share this particular screenshot, just go through that, and I think it will help you for that one, right? And another thing is which you asked, tag based correlation. Yes, someone raised hand. Yeah.
Yeah, in your slide you're showing business criticality. So is it only for alert or it's for like service?
It's for alert, it's for alerts, not for the services, right? It's defining the alerts priority in different way, priority group and the priority. That simple thing is, I just want to tell you here what is the use of it. Based on the calculations, service now is just want to show you that this is the urgent priority based on the calculation of the service severity or service, I can say priority, and couple of other things they are trying to check and calculating. This is the top most critical alert based on the priority which you have to take action immediately. Okay, so if I just quickly let me showcase you, yeah, see this one. This is a major alert. Okay, but why it's showing urgent priority groups? Because if I just open it, let me showcase you. There are two application and survey. These are the two things is impacted first of all, right? And if you go to, I think that somewhere it's mentioned the calculation as well. Yeah, see, so the alert priority score for this was calculating according the flowing factors, order the respective priority, right? So application services is 4, they have given, right? Weightage, right? Severity is 3, which is again a major severity here, right? CI type is this one, which is here the CI type, right? And role is there, secondary is there, and this one is there, right? So based on those particular informations, they have calculated the severity or they have provided the priority for that particular alert. And that just based on that they are just showcasing us, this is something urgent which you have to be take action immediately. Okay, so that's only, or and that's happening out of the box only, right? But as I mentioned already, our event management team and other factors will be responsible for the severities. We are working based on the severities, whatever the severities we are receiving from the alert or sorry or the source monitoring system side. Based on that we are taking action, but ServiceNow is giving value addition to us is you are going to be managed or monitoring the severity. That's good, but you should also monitor the priority group as well. Based on that you have to take an action. If it is urgent, whatever the severity it is, you should take action first of all on the priority group, whatever urgent it is, right? And that calculation happening through this one, these particular factors. Okay, I hope it's clear to you now, Abhishek.
So ultimately, Ajay, in real time, are we actually looking at alerts, or we are just focused on the incidents which are getting created by alert?
In the real time, again, it depends. It's vary to organizations. Basically, we are, but your support team is looking for incidents, right? But as a NOC engineer or as a NOC lead, we also need to be monitor the alerts. So if we need to do any tweaking in the alert management rule side or the event rule side or anything which help us to take a proactive actions for my business impact, I can take it using that one, right? So if I feel that's not converted or that's not assigned to correct assignment group or the incident is not created, right? So we have to take an eye on those particular alerts as well. And end of the day, as a event ServiceNow consultant, my responsibility to showcase or dig down the alert correlations happening, whatever happening from the event to an alert, what are that value add we are providing them to, right? So if we are just showcasing about priority group or the priorities, based on that also we can also trigger a high severity incidents, right? Instead of catering the severity, we can take the priority group and based on that we can create an incident. If urgent priority, then P1 we are going to be created. And if it is zero, again high priority, in that case we are going to be create a P2 only, right? Not taking the severity as a filter for creating the incidents. Getting my point?
Okay,
That's up
okay.
to us, basically. That's up to us. But end of the day, teams our support teams are responsible visualization of the incidents, and we as a NOC engineer or the configuration of the ServiceNow consultant, we are bothering about to how or what value add we are giving using the alerts, event to alert correlations things basically.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Ajay.
Yeah, someone else is also raised hand. Okay, you are only. Okay, let me go to another thing which I just want to mention about the tag based right? So again, as I mentioned, Eklavya, you can configure the tag based clustering. First of all, you need to be enable this tag based alert clustering application. Once you install it, you can have the grouping criteria based on that fields and filter used to define the circumstances under which alerts are compared, right? So once you enable this tag based alert clustering tag, you can enable it here, source field, on which source field you want to be getting this one, and selected fields here, right? And match method, that's fuzzy, and others couple of other things is available here. Might be it's not enabled on this PDI, but you can also see to enable this tag based clustering options as well. And one more screenshot I have it related to that is this one. So if you see these conditions, they have mentioned already here, lots of other conditions as well. Right, so if you see, they are doing for out of the box solar winds, order is 100, and they are putting some conditions here again, right? So acknowledge is false, maintain is false, state is this, source this, and again they are putting clustering time frame within 5 minutes. If these conditions are going to be matched based on the tags, then they are going to be creating a tag based clustering. And again, what the field is additional information contains network node ID, and this is the particular tag. Based on that, they are creating the tag based clustering core grouping basically, right? So that conditions we have to be mentioned whenever we want to be creating tag based clustering or tag
So
based.
is it like a particular name is given, or because like these are the filter conditions? I do understand very well, Jay. Thanks. But is it like, when we are having these filters in place, are we assigning any particular name so that it is appear to be as a one?
Definitely we should provide the source things on which we want to be trigger the clustering, and definitely we will provide the text name. Otherwise that will not going to be
Yeah, it will be like, just rendering here and there then.
right. Definitely, otherwise that will not going to be cluster, right? Until the time we are not providing the correct conditions like acknowledged on and these particular things, clustering will happening for any type of alerts or events basically, right? So some of these particular things we have to be provide particularly if we want to do that.
So these are like, available free from the store, or these are the charged?
Yeah, these are the free. These are the part of the event management things, but you have to be enable that particular plugins from store, and that's are
Okay.
free.
Okay. Got
You
it.
can see the attack based alert clustering charges is free.
Yeah.
So that's available, right? So that is tag based clustering. Now, the last thing which I just want to cover immediately is the maintenance rule, right? So here I already meant maintenance, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, maintenance rules. Okay, as I already mentioned this scenario, we want to be suppress the incident as well whenever any changes happen or running on a particular CI, and due to the change window or the downtime window, a alert is generated for that particular CI. If that is happening, definitely we are not going to be create alert, or sorry, that definitely we are not going to be create incident on that one, and we have to be enable this particular maintenance flag check on every alert which is belongs to that particular criteria, right? Out of the box there are two rules is available: CI in the change window or maintenance status of the CI. Now quickly, if example, this is the alert. Okay, let me do one more thing if I can see. Yeah, I have the events. Okay, now, and do we have the CI? Yes. Okay, now let me showcase you one example here. I'm going to this cmd underscore CI dot list maintenance rules, maintenance status of the CI. Okay, and how it's going to be maintained. Let me open this CI till the time. Install status, operational status, and think these are the two status basically, right? So what they are checking here, event management, this. Consider retired status of the retired status of the CI as a maintenance, and the default is port for this. Let me do one thing only. Not going to be. I just added fields. Where are that? Install status, operational status, and there is one more state or something. Okay, I'm just opening this one. Okay, let's open this one. See, this is my install status of this CI. And if I just put this particular status to in maintenance, okay, I just put it to this in maintenance. And if I just quickly go to my event, okay, and if I just trigger this is, let me remove this one, ready. Okay, let me trigger this, insert and stay. No, it's processed, but no alert is showcasing. I think that is tagged with some existing alert. Might be that's the reason only. Let me see the alert one moment. I think I just see something. Yeah, see. So basically, I think I triggered the wrong event with a different severity. Okay, but what happened if you see automatically this maintenance flag is checked for this particular CI, right? So the two things will be happening if your CI install status is in maintenance. So that particular maintenance will be triggering. And another side, if your CI in the change window or the downtime window, this particular will be triggering, right? So if any CI is part of any change window and that downtime is selected yes, automatically, if first of all, going to be create the incident, that particular things will be checking immediately, and it will do this particular maintenance flag check on the alert itself. If maintenance flag check, in that case you can populate the change number as a task to take a reference it, or you can populate, you cannot create the incidents for that particular thing basically, right? So these particular maintenance rules will be triggering out of the box. You can tweak these particular things basically as per your requirements, or you can create another maintenance rules. These are the best practices out of the box created as of now. Okay, so any questions in this particular one, the maintenance rules? Any questions from anyone, guys? If not, I think we are good for today. Only the one session, one or two sessions basically. One session is required tomorrow where I'm just showcasing you a couple of connectors and other things as a live demo. And the last on Friday, coming Friday, we will, again recap the all things, and let's have a Q&A session to discuss the complete event management solutions and other things. And let's proceed for those particular things, right? So that's all for today for now. If no questions, we can wrap up now.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ajay.